Hey everyone, it's Steve the Nortel guy. I want to talk to you about disaster recovery for your phone system. So if you've lost a phone system or you've lost your phone service or you've been through a natural disaster and you're trying to get your phones back on track. Well, I made a video about 6-7 years ago, right before Hurricane Matthew, I believe it was, and I never finished it. Well, I came across it the other day, and I'm going to cut over to that in just a minute, and I'm talking in this video about what you can do in terms of either remote call forwarding or porting to get your phones back online, regardless of whether your phone service or your phone system is even working. All right, now I ask you to bear with me. I made this recording in my garage, so you probably will hear crickets or frogs or whatever other Florida noises in the background. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is recovery. So even if our phone system is fine, we may not have phone service, we may not have dial tone from the phone company, and it might take the phone company a while to get back online. Or our phone system is damaged and we don't have the money to run out and buy a new phone system, nor can we get somebody to come out right away because they're all really busy with all the high demand of the disaster that you've just been through. So there's two main options that I can think of, but there may be more. The first one is remote call forwarding, the other one is porting. Okay, so what is remote call forwarding? That is when you call the phone company and you say, I want to permanently, or at least for a long term, forward my business telephone number to some other number. Now that could be a cell phone, or you could sign up for a voice over IP service. If I was just going to recommend something to like one of my friends who was going through this, I would say Centric is a good place to start. Very cheap, no contracts. And the good news is when you forward to a voice over IP service, you can have like a cloud phone system. You could have an auto attendant. You could have several extensions that people can dial off of that auto attendant. So you can, in a sense, replace your phone system with a virtual phone system by forwarding to a cloud number. Centric works good for smaller businesses. If you have a larger organization, I would be looking at something more like 8x8, which is more enterprise grade. So I'd say less than 20, Centric, more than 20, look at a bigger company like 8x8. Okay, the other thing you can do is what's known as porting. Okay, so porting, unlike forwarding, is a permanent move of your phone number from the phone company to another service. And that other service is going to be like a voice over IP service. So forwarding is where I still have the phone company, AT&T, I'm just permanently forwarding my line to something else like a cell phone or a voice over IP service that I signed up for. On the other hand, if we port, we are completely taking our phone number away from the phone company and moving it over to a new service. Now here's why porting might be better than forwarding. For one, it's the wave of the future. Everything's going to voice over IP. So if you're still on wireline, now's a good time to go ahead and leave wireline and go to voice over IP. Second is that forwarding may not accommodate what's known as multi-path forwarding. So here's how it works. You got somebody who dials your phone number, it comes into the phone company has instructions that say forward that number to somewhere else, right? Okay, while that's going on, that line is tied up. When the second call comes to your phone number, there may not be another path so that your caller might get a busy signal. So that's known as single path forwarding, meaning that it can only handle one call at a time. On the other hand, if you port, meaning you move the whole phone number off of your old service onto the new service, then you won't have that blockage. And you'll be shutting off your service with whoever, AT&T or Frontier or Verizon. You're asking to take the phone number away, shutting that service off, and you're porting the phone number to another service. Now that other service is going to have to be some cloud-based type of phone system like Centric or 8x8 because they don't rely on wires to your building in order to provide the service. They provide the service over the internet. And you may say, well, wait a minute, I don't even have internet. That's actually okay because you can use cellular phones as phones in the short term while you're waiting to get your internet back up. So I'm not going to go into all the details of how to set that up, although I do have other videos about that. But just know that if you port or if you forward to a voice over IP service, it allows you to recreate your phone system in the cloud without any equipment here, even if you don't have electricity, allows you to recreate your phone system in the cloud where you can actually use
cell phones as the extensions and voicemail for your business. So wrapping up here, to recap, we need to A, decide whether our phone system has been damaged or not. B, we need to decide whether we've got service from the telephone pole or not. And if the answer to either one of those questions is yes, it's damaged, or no, I don't have any service, then we need to either forward or we need to port. Again, forwarding works good for smaller businesses with not a lot of call volume. Porting is going to make more sense for businesses that have more phone traffic. And again, the two companies I thought might be appropriate for this would be Centric or 8x8. There's a whole bunch of other voice over IP companies out there. There may even be some locally. The only problem you're going to run into is that in the middle of a disaster, it's going to be really hard to get the attention of somebody for a while because they're going to be pulled in so many different directions. Okay, in wrapping up, I probably didn't cover every possible scenario, so I encourage you to leave questions in the comments section of this video so that I can respond, because there's probably things you've thought of that I didn't think of, and I'll be able to address them there. In the meantime, I wish you good luck with a speedy recovery from your disaster.